Well, today I am just like Jon Snow. For any of you who watch Game of Thrones, you know what I'm talking about. I know nothing, okay? We have a really cool deck to look at, and I know nothing about this deck. It's called the Fable Makers Animated Tarot deck. Big character story and worlds to life with tarot. And that's all I know is the box. I did already open it because it had like a plastic film over each card, and when I tried to show them on camera, it was impossible. You couldn't see the effect. They have a cool effect when I'm getting ready to show you, so I had to take my time, remove the film for each of the 78 cards before I could actually show them to you. But I'm glad that I did, because this is a really cool deck. Wait till I show you. My name is QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to everybody you know who may want to check out the Fable Makers Animated Tarot deck. It's very unique. Please drop us a positive comment in the comment section, and if you want to get a reading done, please email me or hit me up on social media. I would love to give you a reading. I offer many different types. So if you want to know, let me know. You know, email me, hit me up, and I'll tell you all you need to know about getting your very own reading. Also, you can hit me up on Patreon. My Patreon link is underneath this video. My Amazon wish list. Oh, and at the very top underneath this video, you will see this beautiful mat that I have in the background. It's from Ascension Life brand. And the link to where you can get this mat or any of the other beautiful items is underneath this video. So let's get started. So you saw the front of the box. Let me show you the back, in case you want a screenshot. It's from the Hit Point Press. Now, when you open it, right, it's a very sturdy box, so it's going to last quite some time. But there are no finger holes on the sides of it, okay? And you guys know I'm the kind of person that always looks for the finger holes, because it makes it a little bit more difficult to open it, but I'm clearly opening it. So it's two parts, nothing on the inside. The cards were in here in two different places, and they were covered in plastic, and they were wrapped in a piece of plastic. Let me move the box. This is the guidebook I just showed you right here. And the great thing about the guidebook is that it's in full color. Pretty, right? Reversals are in here and the upright, so that's cool too. And how to use the cards. Now, I'm going to show you how the cards came. There's one here. I'm going to show you right here. The first thing that came out of the box was this piece of paper. And it said that there was a protective film over the deck. And then on the back of here, they have all of their information and their social media presence, as well as their email. Now, I'll show you one. I did not take the film off of this one so I can show it to you. And you can see it's right here in the corner. And you have to peel this off of each deck, because they all have this cool effect. See the effects? Like it's literally animated. So each one has that on it. Cool, huh? So let's take that off. And I had to take it all off, so they are not in order, okay? Now, the very first thing I'm going to tell you is, getting them all in one hand was a bear. It was a bear to get them all in one hand. And like I said, they're not in order, because as I was taking off the plastic, I was unable to keep them in order 100%. So let's pull this forward so I can show you each card. I'm going to start with the first one. Many of them are in order, just not all of them. So as you can see with the full, right? See? His little cape is flying. It's the same size as the standard size tarot card, as you can see. This is the back. The back is beautiful. They're made out of a kind of a plastic material. I guess that's how they're able to do that little thing, right? As you can see, they're not too thick, but not too thin. They got a nice snapback. And yeah, that's it. My only real concern about these cards, and this is something that is not going to take off points from this deck for me, is I think they're going to be hard to shuffle. Because they're made of this plastic material. So I don't know how easy that's going to be or not to shuffle. So that's going to be something. Now I wouldn't take off points for that, because clearly that's just because of how it's made with this plastic material. And I'm guessing that I don't know how you can, you know, change, how they would have been able to change that, if at all, you know. So let's take a look at the rest of them. So yeah, they're beautiful. Isn't that cool, right? I love that. All right, let's take a look. The Magician. I might as well just hold them and show you how, yeah, how it does it. Whoa, isn't that cool? Kind of reminds me of videos that I've seen about acid trips. That's what that reminds me of. But it's so cool. Isn't that decent? For those of you who are readers, if you're like me, you're sitting there geeking right now. One of the things I noticed as I flipped through is that there is a great deal of diversity in this deck. They greatly succeeded in diversity, size diversity. Not a lot of age diversity, but there is some. I saw 3 or 4 crones. I think there were 2 of them were men, but they were still, you know, that older crone energy. Matter of fact, here's one right here. Here's our Emperor, and he has that older man. See how they sparkle though? I think that is just so decent. Here is our Hierophant. Look at the crowns around their head. Isn't that decent? I've never seen this before. Let me know in the comments section if you've ever seen a deck that has this kind of I don't know what that effect is called, but that animated, you know, movement kind of effect. I've never seen it before, and I think it's awesome. Here is our Lovers. If I put it in there, will it show? Not really. You have to move it to see the effect. You have to tilt it. Otherwise, it just stands still. So, yeah, I see a great deal of diversity in this deck. I've seen blue people. I've seen all kinds of people. All kinds of men. All kinds of women. I have seen all kinds of body shapes as I was taking off the plastic. Look at his little tail. That's so cool. Oh, check out the Hermit. This is cool. That introspect, that light. Isn't that decent? So I love it. I love everything about it. I love the colors. I love the diversity. I love the way that it moves like that. I love the fact that it's in this kind of plastic, because even though it might make it a little bit more intense, we're going to try at the end of this. I'm going to try to shuffle and see what happens. It might make it a little bit more intense to shuffle them, but there's nothing that they could do about that, because if you're going to get this kind of effect, I think you have to put them on a certain kind of plastic. So I don't think it could be any thinner than this. And still have this effect and still come up with a quality product. So let me see. That's decent. Here's our Temperance card. So look at the foot. The way that the foot touches the water and it ripples out. Man, that's really clever. And what I like about it is not only is it moving, they move in clever ways. Like the tail here is moving. The fire is moving, you know? And it really does give the illusion that it's animated. Look at that. Look at the lightning. Isn't that cool? I'm just like, whew. Whoever thought of this idea, this is awesome. That's why I asked you guys to let me know if you've ever seen this before, because I've never seen anything like this. In all of the years, and I might have just missed it, but in all the years I've been doing tarot, I have never seen a deck that had this on it. When I was a kid, this was popular, but it wasn't in tarot. It was like little things you would get out the Cracker Jack box. Little pieces of little animation you would get out the Cracker Jack box. We used to eat these things called Cracker Jacks. I don't even know if Cracker Jacks are still around. And sometimes something like this, a little teeny one though, like 1/3 the size of this card, would come in it with a picture that moved like that. And that's the last time. And sometimes they would come in cereal boxes too. For those of you who don't know, back in the day, cereal boxes came with little prizes in them. Of course, only children's cereal, but like Trix, Fruit Loops, all of those, Count Chocula, they would all come with that. Isn't that cool the way it, oh, that's decent. Look at that. I love that. I think I'll have more fun, you know, looking at the cards than anything else. I'm not even going to want to do readings. I'm just going to want to look at the beautiful cards. Look at the air. That's really cool. But that's what I was saying is that I like the way that it moves. It's clever. Like what they chose, like this one is her hair and her, you know, the breeze. I love that. That is really clever. But yeah, so if you used to get you know, the Cracker Jack boxes, or if you used to get cereal, it would come with a prize in it. And sometimes it would be like a toy or a spoon or a pitcher, something like this that moved. And as kids, of course, whoa, that's decent. We were fascinated with it as kids, and apparently I still am. 4 swords. Yeah, that's very clever. I love it. Yeah, but that's my only concern, and we're going to find out, because like I said, I give this deck a 10 out of 10 because it has the creativity. It has the colors. The colors are beautiful. This is very Rider-Waite-Smith too. So if you're somebody who knows how to read with the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, you'll be able to read with this one too. It's basically a Rider-Waite-Smith clone, but in my opinion, 1000% better, because of course it has the, you know, the effect to it. It also has a cooler backing, and it has diversity out the wazoo, because we're seeing different cultures. This lady is large. She's about my size. So we're seeing different cultures. Oh, look at her hair. We're seeing different body sizes, body shapes. Some are tall. I've seen some people taller than others. I didn't see anybody like who was like in a wheelchair or anything along those lines, but I did see, look at that at the bottom. He's stabbing him. Wow, that is cool. I didn't see anybody like that. So that's one thing I did not see as far as diversity is concerned, but these are very diverse. These are very, very diverse. It's not like just 1 or 2 people of color. You know, some decks you'll see 1 or 2 people and they're like, hey, it's inclusive. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But this one does not do that. It does deliver in spades in diversity. And I love that. I love that so much. I also, have you noticed that certain cards that are traditionally masculine are feminine? Like this knight is clearly a woman. And in general, the knights are all men. So I like that too. Love her. She's beautiful. Love her braid. Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a card that many Aquarius women like myself get. So if that card isn't attractive to me, it's always a hard sell. I don't know the cultures that these people are from, but they look like they might be familiar. Like for instance, the one we're getting, that one we just saw looked like it could have been like, I don't know, Persian, Middle Eastern, you know, something like that. Indian maybe, I'm not sure, I don't know. But I know this has like more of an Asian, see? I don't know, China, Japanese, I don't know. But more of an Asian feel to it to me. So again, the diversity that I was talking about. Look at his ponytail. Oh, I love it. Decent. And like, oh, look at her dancing. Wow, she spins all the way around. I love that. That is decent. I like that a lot. Very clever. Very, very clever. And the art is good art, you know? So, like, you like looking at it and then it moves. Like, oh, yes. This suit reminds me of Mulan for some reason. Well, Mulan was from the Asian culture, so that would be why. Yeah, this does remind me of some of the animation from that. Look at this. That is so cool. Look at how it... Oh, that is really cool. Love it. In the water. That's decent. That is really cool. I like that a lot. So far, I'll tell you, my favorite suit is Pentacles. And I usually like the cups. So we're going to see the cups after this. But so far, I'm a Pentacles girl. I'm going to show you why. Wow. Nice. Here's our page. And we already saw the King of Wands. Because remember, I told you they weren't in order. And he was the one who I peeled the plastic off for you guys. And see this one. I don't know if that's a man or a woman. So we have more of an androgynous thing going on there. Love that. This our queen is a woman. She's beautiful. Love her hair. Oh, look at her kitty cat. And his tail's moving. That's cute. Love that too. We're going to look at the last two suits here. Move this out the way. I have to put them down because I can't hold them all in my hand. I told you this thing is thick. Okay. Ooh. Look at the bird flying. Oh. Beautiful. More diversity. I love the sparkles on whatever is in their drink. More size diversity. She's about my size and the other ladies are a little smaller. I love it. The 4. This is really decent. Yeah, it's a win. It's definitely a win. I love it. And according to what I heard, now I don't know about this, but because remember I told you I know nothing, but in glancing, I was told that some people will, you know, obviously I'm going to use them for readings, but also it was saying that some people use them for tabletop role-playing games. And I don't know if any of you have ever played like Dungeons and Dragons or any of the other tabletop role-playing games, but I used to play as a teenager. And they're a lot of fun. And I could see using this deck in D&D. Because D&D is all about like chance. And using like dice. And things like that to see, you know, if your actions have worked. And I could see using this deck. And being like, okay, well you rolled a 20. Call a shot to the heart. You know. Now pull a card to see, did you hit the Page of Cups or did you hit the Queen of Cups, you know. Maybe you have your own card assigned to you and to your character and all the characters that are playing. You know, something like that could be cool. Here's our Queen of Cups. Whoa. And interestingly enough, the water at her feet. Interestingly enough, you can actually see through the card. Because I can actually see the back of the card when you tilt it a certain way. Which actually adds to what you're looking at. Look at the water. Love that. Alright, so the whole suit of cups is done. So now we get to go. So I do like that suit. But this one is my favorite. I'm going to show you my favorite suit. And you're going to see why. These people look African to me. Look at how the coin. Look at the coin. Y'all know about my coins like Mario. Big dude. Love me a big dude. Love it. My godfather's a big dude, and my daddy was a big dude. So I love a big dude. So I really like these because all of these are reminding me of people I know. This looks like my family. So I'm like, oh, that's so decent. So I'm assuming that they must be of African descent. So I think that's really cool. This is decent. You look at how it's snowing. Isn't that cool? That was a great choice. I love that. As you can see, the number is at the top and the name of the card is at the bottom. So if the numerology is helpful to you, it is there. I love that so much. This is decent. You can actually see him hitting it. Look at that. Look, he's hitting it. Isn't that decent? Isn't that cool? Oh man, that's decent. This is beautiful. The opulence. This reminds me of my godfather. I sent him a picture of this and said, who does this remind you of? And he said, me? Yes, it does. Look at the dog's tails wagging, the money. Isn't that cool? Here's our page. Spinning her big coin. Here is our knight. Our knight of coins is also a woman. I love the choice to make at least, I can tell at least two of the knights were women. They might have all been women. Beautiful. Look at the rabbit coming running across. Aww. Nice. And that was the last one? Yep, that was the last one. Our queen. I don't remember our king of pentacles, but they weren't in order, so he's probably somewhere he ain't got no business. I think I do remember him. I think he was a big guy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that was him. He was our king. We saw him earlier. Love it. So, now the only thing that's left to do is see if I can shuffle these. Either way, in my opinion, they're a 10 out of 10. Just because they're cool. But I cannot, oh my god, I cannot get them in my hand. Okay, so it's like this. I got them in my hand and oh. Excuse the camera, guys. Oh goodness. So as you can see, they're not the easiest to shuffle because of the size, as far as riffle shuffling is concerned. So that's going to have to not be the case. I'm going to have to adjust for that. So instead of riffle shuffling, I probably will shuffle like this. You know, like that. I'm going to have to shuffle them like that because I'm not going to be able to riffle shuffle. So that's the only thing about them. And I'm not taking off of that. I'm still giving them a 10 out of 10 because they have everything that I want as far as they're diverse and, you know, they're beautiful, they're cool. But that aspect of them, I don't think you can change, like I said earlier. If you're going to use that plastic to get that cool effect, you're going to have to just deal with it. Bottom line. So before we go, I'm going to take one card by random, and I'm going to read the guidebook to you so you know what it's talking about. This is one of the swords. It is the 8. So we're going to go to page 75 and read about the 8. 8 of Swords, upright. Self-imposed confinement, restriction, victim mentality, self-consciousness and isolation. Reversed, taking control, freedom, escape, self-empowerment, and a new perspective. So it's only keywords for the minors. They're not pippish. They're fully illustrated though. Now, the majors have more, a paragraph more that represents them. And that's it. Now, it tells you in the beginning how to use this deck. There's lots of information about that. So you'll see that. And that's pretty much it. I really love this deck. I think it's awesome. The only issue I have, like I told you before, is I'm gonna have to play with the shuffling for a bit. I'm probably gonna just overhand shuffle, and I think that'll probably be how I get the most success. These would probably, for me, be for daily pulls. That would be the easiest way for me to utilize them. To do readings with them, I can. If I have somebody has like a 1-question reading, I wouldn't mind using these. These would be awesome. But if I'm doing like an hour-long reading, I'm not going to pick something that's more difficult to shuffle. So this would probably be for shorter readings and daily draws. Anybody who's learning how to do tarot, they will be a lot of fun. Remember, I mentioned earlier that they follow the Rider-Waite-Smith, except extremely better. So anybody who's into tarot or just getting in, like anybody, newbies and collectors too, by the way, because collectors, for you guys, this is a very unique deck to have in our collection. I don't have anything else like it. So some of you might. I don't know if this is the first time this concept has come out, but it's the first time I've seen it. So for many of us, this would be great to add to your collection for that reason. So I highly recommend it. Look underneath this video and you will see where you can purchase your very own copy. Thank you so much for checking out this deck with me, and you come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.